happening in Russia right now is super exciting. That fucking Putin has been a goddamn dictator. Yeah, right, their elections are fair. Bullshit. I mean, Russia is our brothers, right? That's our brother. Russia's our brother. They're some of the strongest. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I'm just going to go through Twitter and just kind of tell you what I'm seeing on these different video image clips. This is Reuters, who says Russian authorities used force to break up protests and arrested more than 1,000 people are supporters of Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny, turned out in the tens of thousands to demand his release. In this video, so you see lots of people, lots of clapping, you see a lot of the stormtroopers.
Russia on Saturday.
Just gonna turn. So you see, I see a bunch of the black SWAT team masked cops that were just kind of running through the crowd. Here, this is, oh my God, the cops are just walking through the streets and they're being pelted with snowballs. The people are just pelting them with snowballs, and they're just kind of not really getting hurt, and they're kind of just taking it. You have arrest. People are arrested. They got COVID masks. They got the Russian hats on. Looks like they got the barricade. They got a barricade in their hands. I bet you they saw that America kicked their dictator out, and they're like, fuck our dictator. They saw too much of Donald Trump and their own dictator. So we got video cameras. We got selfie sticks. We got people cops trying to throw them in a paddy wagon. People are clapping. People are peacefully, you know, in the squares. There's a guy with the COVID mask in airplane or airport. I don't know who this guy is. Apparently somebody in a green jacket. Cops, you know, frisking one of the protesters, I guess. He's up against the wagon, and then they got two of them against the wagon, and then the cops have arrested, like, 1, 2, here, there. So they're able to, like, you know, gazelles like Cheetah, who gets a gazelle off to the side. But apparently when it comes to the people, you know, cops can't arrest everybody. They can't arrest everybody that was throwing snowballs at them. That made my day. Thank you, Russia. And here they are. So basically these bastards, it's cold outside, right? They don't have to do a bunch of work and do mass arrest if they could just catch a motherfucker here or there. So they got another guy arrested, another guy. Hundreds of people have been arrested. And yet people are still out in the streets. And all for one man. And this man, so there's a couple tweets here I want to read. Somebody was talking about how brave he was. My God, he is the bravest man in the world. This is Google News, okay? So Rebecca Ross at USEMBRU Press. We're watching reports of protests in 38 Russian cities, arrest of 350-plus peaceful protesters and journalists. The U.S. supports the right of all people to peacefully protest, freedom of expression. Steps being taken by Russian authorities are suppressing those rights. At Stan Sifka, I admire Navalny for his fight against Russian regime. I admire Navalny for his fight against the Russian regime. After barely surviving an attempted murder, he returns to his country knowing that he's going to be arrested immediately. And that's the bravest thing that at Stan Sifka has ever seen. It's a long journey, but he believes that in the end, freedom will triumph. I'm hopeful that it will too. It is. Navalny is a beast. Navalny is a fucking beast. Knowing he's going to get arrested. John Sweeney says, watch at Chris Willick's trailer of my chat on Russian hero at Navalny versus hashtag the poison toad Putin here. Here's the whole thing, YouTube link. Senator John Cornyn, Russia arrests 350 protesters demanding Navalny's release. So let's take a look at John Sweeney's. Take a look at my video. It's right here. Here's the whole thing. So he's going to explain Navalny. All right. 20 seconds.
Game between Vladimir Putin and Alexei Navalny. The odds are against Navalny. Inside Russia, inside a prison right now, is the future of Russia, the Russian soul, at its best. The most interesting place to be right now is in prison with Alexei Navalny. It's a fascinating and incredibly dangerous poker game between Vladimir Putin and Alexei Navalny. The odds are against Navalny. Inside Russia, inside a prison right now, is the future of Russia, the Russian soul, at its best. The most interesting place to be right now is in prison with Alexei Navalny.
Here's another video. This is Rim Gilfanov at GUILFANR. Protests reach Kazan, hashtag Tatarstan. which usually tries to keep off the federal agenda with strict control over regional opposition. Hashtag Navalny protest. Here's a 15-second clip of just, I guess, in Kazan, right? Tatarstan. People are out and about peacefully protesting. They don't want Navalny arrested either. Putin's a fucking dictator. It's a bullshit. They have elections there, so their elections are, fraudulent. It's a bunch of horse shit. Putin, you had your run, and, I'm glad that you opposed Donald on Venezuela and some other things, but I'm sure the new president would oppose, Joe on Venezuela too. Jim Clancy at Clancy reports police arrest over 2,000 at Russian protests back in jailed Kremlin foe Navalny. Here's another video. It says BBC News. You see the cops and the people, they're like picking up the barricades. The cops are trying to put them down. The people are pushing them. There's people that's stuck in between. The cops grabbed one of the protesters and they're arresting them. You have the people that's clapping and cheering. Thousands come to Pushkin Square to support the Kremlin's fiercest critic Alexei Navalny. Navalny, freedom to Navalny, they cry. Russia without Putin, the people yell. On her way to the protest, Mr. Navalny's wife, Yulia, was detained by the police. So they arrested Navalny's wife on top of arresting Navalny, and plus, what he just said, 1,000? It said it was an unsanctioned gathering, so there is no freedom of assembly. They don't have the same Bill of Rights that Americans have in Russia. I guess, is the green jacket guy, is that Navalny? He's just getting on the airport, right? Just putting his stuff up, just putting his luggage up there for an alleged parole violation. Looks like there's cops there. Looks like he's, I guess that's Navalny in the green jacket. I don't know who that guy is. So pro-Navalny all over the place. These cops are just picking on one or two and beating the shit out of them, but they can't do shit to the people, and, ultimately they would get fucked up. I guess they could try to arrest them all. That's the only way it seems like that Putin can win this. Putin's already lost because the people are out in the streets. They don't want you to be president no more, Putin. Let's see here. The biggest protest in Russia in years. They said that at least 2,131 people have been arrested. This is from Anonymous at Your Anon Central. So let's see here. We got some other video clips. Yep, here we got marchers. Massive protest in support of opposition leader Alexei Navalny takes place across Russia. They had a bullhorn. Let's listen to some of the sounds. So they're dragging somebody. There's a person with the bullhorn. There's like an old lady or old man that he just kind of put him to the side because he was all wore out. Bunch of Russians in, Russia hats and Russia jackets, cold as shit. You see all the hot air coming out of people's mouths. I don't know what they're saying. But they had COVID masks. You have armored trucks that are driving through the city. Cold as shit. You see frost on everything, frost on their hats, frost on the cars. You see all their breath. Everybody in the crowd's breathing. It's so damn cold. The breath is freezing in midair. There's two cops taking somebody down. Now the cops are trying to keep the crowd from, and letting them arrest this one guy. There's about a dozen of them. It seems pitiful and pathetic. The cops seem to be always just taking one to the side, and they always struggle to try to arrest them. I think American military military should just pull into Russia right now. It'd be the smartest thing, the best thing that we've ever done for the Russian people. Fuck that Cold War bullshit. You're a dictator, you get shut down. We're going to embrace democracy all across the world, like actual democracy. Not just bullshit sham elections, but elections that work are actual pure democracy where the people have the power. Putin Blutz. I don't know. So here's another, let's see, cop confront protester. This is where they detained Alexei Navalny's wife. They just kind of tugged at her shirt and then she's walking with them, but there's 4 or 5 of them, so she didn't have much of a choice. She's got a really nice black cushion jacket on. Arresting Navalny's wife. What did she do? I mean, he was like violation of parole or something. What did she do? Let's get 2 more in here. Here's this, what is this? The scale of the protest in Russia today is stunning. This is St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg, you got people walking, you got all the cars. There's nobody. None of the cars are moving. People are out and about in the streets. The Russian people have taken St. Petersburg over. They've taken Moscow over. It looks like they've taken their whole country over. And they should keep it that way. They should start organizing government meetings right out there on the street. Somebody asked, is Navalny a liberal or nationalist? So we'll have to, look into Navalny a little bit more, but for right now, he's the right man for the right time. He's brave. The people of Russia seem to support him. Freedom for Navalny is projected on the Russian embassy in Kiev, Ukraine. Photos from at Lazor Velasta at Radio Sloboda. One more video clip of Navalny, which is trending right now. The footage from Moscow protesters not only walked to the detention center when Navalny is being held, but they also took the metro. They just took the subway. Well, we're going to go free Navalny. That's what we're doing. So the metro is filled with a bunch of people too. Russian people look fucking fantastic. Right? They got good style. They're strong. The Russian people are my brothers and sisters. So, alright, that's a little bit of an update for Navalny. Peace, free Navalny. Russia.